Hello and welcome back to Truth TV Podcast. My name is Crystal Denitra and I am your host. Just to give you guys a little bit about the history of this channel, I am in recovery from narcissistic and domestic abuse, and I am using my platform to be an advocate for both. I started this podcast as just like a healing journey for myself, to kind of journal how I'm feeling on a daily basis, but also to encourage others to join the platform and heal with me. Um, like I told you guys in previous videos, the recovery process has not been easy. I haven't been doing videos for a couple days because I've been having a major headache for about 2 weeks. And, I've been wanting to go to the doctor, but then I'm thinking, I know that they're not going to find anything. It's pretty much just stress. I've mentioned before on this channel that I decided to go no contact with some family members. And I think that is kind of weighing heavy on me. So I'm just constantly thinking about it. But that is all a part of the recovery process. The devil has been busy. He has tried to discourage me many times from doing this podcast and making videos every day. But I'm just letting you guys know that I'm going to push forward no matter what. This was something that I have been wanting to do for a very long time. And the devil just kept telling me, well, people don't want to hear from you. Your story is what it is. You should just leave it alone. But I definitely feel like, people need to hear, just so people will understand that they're not in this alone. So I do welcome you guys. Thank you to all the subscribers. If we can get the likes up on the videos, I would greatly appreciate it. That will help YouTube's algorithm push more content out like mine so other people can find it, as well as other people's channels that have similar topics. I do research every day on YouTube, and I'm pretty much finding that there are hundreds of thousands of channels like mine. There are a lot of people that cover narcissism, what it is, the healing process, the recovery. So I know that this information is good information, but we have to get the likes up in order for it to circulate the proper way. So today we're going to talk about the life of an empath. And again, I'm not feeling my best today, but I am going to push through anyway. And I thought that it was important to do this video just for people to understand what an empath is. Sometimes when you go in the room of a place, or you're, just in a big crowd and you're uncomfortable being in that big crowd, it's kind of like people just automatically stare at you. You know what I'm saying? You just feel uncomfortable and that unease, and then you can kind of read the room very well. If you make eye contact with certain people, you can get a vibe whether they like you or not. You just have very high senses. So we're going to break it down as we always do. We like to start off with definitions just so people can get an understanding of what the topic is we're talking about. So what is an empath? An empath is someone who feels more empathy than the average person. These people are usually more accurate in recognizing emotions by looking at another person's face. They are also more likely to recognize emotions earlier than other people and rate those emotions as being more intense. So some of the signs of an empath, you have major empathy for people. That means that if someone is telling you a story, you can kind of put yourself in their shoes, but you go into it at a deeper level. You become easily overwhelmed. And I know that's me. Like if there's something that I'm trying to figure out, or if I feel like I have too many tasks for that day, it becomes overwhelming. You have a strong intuition. So you know how, for most women, we have this gut feeling, or women's intuition. It's kind of like 10 times more greater when you're an empath. You can just feel everything. You can feel things before they happen. You have a love of nature. You dislike crowds. You're a deep caring person, and you're always trying to problem solve, everybody else's issues and your own. Empaths are highly sensitive individuals who basically have the ability to sense what people are thinking and feeling around them. It says psychologists may use the term empath to describe a person that experiences a great deal of empathy, often to the point of taking the pain on of others at their own expense. And That's a key one, because I know for me, when I have certain friends that call me about things, I literally take on their pain. I've shared on this channel before that my bones and stuff ache from trying to figure out people's problems or just putting myself in their shoes. I have leg cramps a lot, arm cramps, back cramps, all of those things. And that's just my body's way of, letting me know that there's a problem and it needs to be figured out. Empaths were not created to fit in, people. That's what I want you guys to know. We were not created to fit in, but stand out. God has created us for such a greater purpose, and people take advantage of us. They think because we're sensitive, or, we may cry at the drop of a dime, they think we're weak people, but we are actually not. If we're able to take on our stuff and then other people's baggage, you have to be a strong person to be able to do that. And that's what we do. We take on other people's problems, we take on their baggage, and sometimes it's difficult, but we know that it's necessary in order to help people. We're such giving people, and we just want everybody to be okay that's around us, even the people that we don't know. And like I said, some people, toxic people, they think we're weak, but we're not. Just because we're nice, don't push us to a level though. You know what I'm saying? Don't push us, because once we get pushed and you're no longer on our side, that's like one of the worst things that you can do. Because I just feel like empaths are, we have superpowers, just like Kanye West talked about his superpower being bipolar. And I've shared on this channel that I was diagnosed with that 16 years ago. Sometimes I do feel like I have a superpower, but then it's kind of in reverse too. Sometimes I wish that I wasn't able to read the room so well, because sometimes it just gives me a headache and I just want to be quote unquote normal. But I thank God for giving me the spirit of discernment. I thank God for making me this empathetic person. But it is not an easy journey. Most people won't understand us. Most people will try to talk about us and, call us crazy, or, say what we're thinking or feeling is not right. But it's really the opposite. Those people have issues. And we're the ones that really God has chosen to do special tasks. And I just feel like with this podcast, this was one of my special tasks. And like I said, I'm not feeling my best, but I am going to push through. I have a major headache right now that I've been dealing with for a couple weeks. But like, again, I just got to push through and keep it going, because I know that people need to hear this information. I know God won't keep waking me up out of my sleep to talk about certain topics. And all of the topics that I talk about, I literally get from God. I'm not snooping on other people's channel. I don't do any of that. I just wait and I listen to God, and then I do my own research, and then I bring it to you guys. That's pretty much how my channel is set up. But empaths are people pleasers by nature. We always want people to be happy, around us. We always want to see the good in people. So we'll do whatever we can to see that person happy, even if it puts us out financially, mentally, physically. Sometimes we overextend ourselves just to make other people happy. And I know sometimes we do it for the wrong people. That's the key. Like, we have to use discernment. We have to set boundaries with certain people so we are not being taken advantage of. And that's what, toxic people look for. They look for people who will do any and everything that you can and you will for them. And I've been in tons of toxic situations, pretty much basically just, dating different men. I'm doing everything. I'm buying clothes, I'm buying food, I'm taking care of kids that are not mine, I'm giving money, I'm paying bills, and nobody is pouring back into me. And all of that stuff takes a toll. So I really had to learn boundaries and learn the people who are genuine, because there's not many genuine people out here. Like I said, toxic people and narcissistic people, they target us because they think we're weak. We allow others pain. We allow other people's pain because we don't know when to say no. So we allow other people's pain to be inflicted upon us because we have a tendency of not saying no. That word is so hard to say. I know before my recovery process, that was one of the hardest things that I could tell somebody was no, because I always try to figure out a way to make things happen for somebody. We love without a price. We love without conditions. Toxic people always love with conditions. It's like the quid pro quo with them, but with us, it's different. We're pouring our heart out. We're giving our all in every situation that we come across, but other people don't give us that. Um, I'm just reading my notes here. But what I want to say is, we have to learn boundaries. We don't want to change who we are because of toxic people. We just have to learn who and what to do things for. I wrote something down that says, don't let the experiences change who you are. So even though I was in all these toxic relationships, I was in a toxic marriage, I grew up with toxic people, siblings, caretaker, I'm not going to let that change who I am, because at the end, God has given me purpose, and I want to see the king. I want to see the master at the end of it. And I know me being angry, or me giving them the energy that they gave to me, that's not going to allow me to go to heaven. So, and that's just how I look at it. I'm not going to change who I am just because people are being mean to me. Empaths, like I said, we are so much more than what people consider us to be. You know what I'm saying? If you guys really research the word and look at yourself, and if all of those things on that list is, it applies to you, then 9 times out of 10, you are an empathic person. And empaths always get connected with toxic people. Always. I've never seen an empath with another empath. That can kind of be a difficult relationship, because it's like both of them are trying to people please the other two empaths. But if you have one toxic person and one empath, it kind of balances out, but still the empath usually gets drained. But what I want you guys to understand is that we have to set boundaries. We cannot allow people to run over us. And that's what I have to keep telling myself on a daily. I'm kind of sad, or, missing certain family members and friends. But at the end, God is isolating me for a reason. And I can't allow my spirit to be aligned with things that were, because the things that were is not what God is calling me to do, to go to the next level. I spent a lot of years wondering why this and why that and why this and why that. But as I'm in this recovery, God is telling me, because you were the one, you were the chosen one. You're the person that's going to break all these generational curses that are in your family. It might not look like that now, because you really don't have anybody on your side. But at the end of the day, the isolation is coming from your elevation. I have to take you to the next level. And in order for you to be taken to the next level, I had to separate you so you can understand and see the greater purpose of your life. And that's what I want you guys to see. Don't let anybody stop you from seeing the greater purpose of your life. You guys are loved. You guys are special people. You guys are sweet people. Just don't let the enemy come in and make you feel that this gift that you have is a curse, because it's not. In the end, God is going to reward you for being obedient. And we just have to keep pushing forward. That's pretty much all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, like I always tell you guys, you're more than welcome to email me at truth.tvpodcast@gmail. You can follow us on Instagram at truth_tvpodcast@gmail. And until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.